friends, welcome back to another video. I decided, you know what, it's time for another little reading vlog, a weekend reading vlog. Today is Friday, October 1st. Happy October. I'm a summer gal through and through, but I'm embracing this cozy season. I have my favorite seasonal sweater on. It is very nice and sunny out today, but it is chilly. Brendan and I have been quite busy the last few weekends, and we still might get busy, but overall I feel like we're gonna have a more chill weekend, which means more reading and more downtime, and I just wanted to vlog. I am working on a puzzle and reading a book, The Book of Lost Friends by Lisa Wingate. I have Before We Were Yours on my shelves, which I need to read, but that one, for some reason, I requested on Libby and it came in and now I'm reading it. It's good. The historical fiction set post-Civil War, following three different women, three different timelines, and it's about people, particularly slaves, reuniting post-Civil War when slavery has ended and now they're trying to find their loved ones and their friends. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm only about like an hour in of the 14-hour audiobook. So I will be listening to that as I work on this puzzle, which I'll show you in a minute. And then my husband and I are gonna go on a date night tonight. We're gonna go out to eat. We'll see, he's taking me out somewhere. This is the puzzle that I'm working on. It's this really cool, like almost like Where's Waldo collage. Like different islands with different little people and landscapes. The company is the Magic Puzzle Company and it has this little like box of Easter eggs, of stuff to look out for and find. It comes with this mysterious folder that says, open this only when you're done with a puzzle. The puzzle has like funky edges and weird pieces. The edge pieces are really hard to find. So I'm gonna be working on this, finishing it up, and listening to Book of Lost Friends. So I finished the puzzle and these are the instructions. So this is like a sliding puzzle. So this part gets moved into this. And then this part becomes this. Oopsie. So it's still all aligned, which is really cool. It becomes like a new puzzle. And then this has the puzzle pieces for this middle section. So it's gonna be like doing another puzzle. That's pretty cool. All finished. It was the sea monster in the middle. It was a really fun puzzle. I would highly recommend the Magic Puzzle Company. Ready for date night?
Oh yeah. Got on my fancy shirt and my fancy shoes.
Did you like your dinner? We had rotisserie chicken and fish and chips. It was tasty.
Yeah, solid. What we always do, mixing plates, half and half.
Yeah, we share our meals. I recommend that for all couples out there.
More variety.
Back at home, we had a nice, lovely date night. Had a good dinner, walked around, got some Cinnabon, went to Barnes & Noble, and as you saw, we got Atomic Habits. We've been talking a lot about goals and habits recently, just like within our marriage, and I've heard only good things about this book, and we love reading books together before bed out loud. The back says evidence-based self-improvement and habit building, and I feel like it's gonna be a good book.
I'm excited to read the book as well. Lexi!
She's hyper right now. She's in her, I'm gonna run around and do zoomies. For the rest of the evening, we're gonna continue watching the Justice League, the 4-hour Snyder cut version. Last year in 2020, we watched all of the Marvels and that was a really fun time. And this year we thought we were gonna do the Justice League. So we've done like
DC.
Or the DC universe. So we've done 3 or 4. It's definitely not as good at all, but still some more of that, you know, cheesy superhero stuff. But this is a long movie. It's like a 4-hour movie, 4 or 5 hour movie. I don't know.
Yeah, we started like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Or something.
We haven't gotten very far. I forgot everything that happened, but we might watch like an hour of that. But I have an early morning tomorrow at the library. That's the weekend plans. No reading this evening, but probably tomorrow. Hey friends, happy Saturday. It is 3 p.m. and this morning I worked at the library, so I've had a busy morning and I have a lot of errands to run. I have my video to edit. I have a bunch of stuff to do. So We'll see how much reading I'll get done this Saturday. I wanted to show you the 3 books that I bought at my library for 50 cents each. In my last book haul, I said I wasn't gonna buy any more books, but these are books that I've read and have had an eye out for. So Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. I read this in February of this year and absolutely loved it, so I'm so happy to have a physical copy of this book. 50 cents for like this basically brand new Educated by Tara Westover, also one of my favorite memoirs that I read last year. Absolutely loved it, so glad to own that now. And then I've heard mixed things about this book maybe. The Christian Atheist by Craig Groeschel. Believing in God but living as if he doesn't exist. I think this is like a critique on modern day Christianity. I'm not sure, but I've heard some people talk about this book. Let me know if you've read it and if it's any good. And then from the library, I checked out a couple things for my October possibility. Yellow Wife by Sadiqa Johnson. I've heard really good things about this historical fiction, and it's actually quite small and short, so maybe I'll pick that up in October. The next one is more of a spring read, but I read the graphic novel in September and really liked it, so I wanted to read the actual book, The Secret Garden. This is a really pretty illustrated edition, so hope to get to that maybe in October. And then I saw Vanessa from Split Reads mention this book in her September wrap-up, The Shadow of the Fallen Towers, the second minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years after the 9/11 attacks. This is a graphic novel. I read some really, really good books on 9/11 in September, and I really love graphic novels, so I hope to read this one and see if I learn something new from here that I didn't get out of the other ones. I'm a sucker for little nonfiction books. It has 275 facts for being better with your money. That might be interesting. In basically the same vein, gardening hacks, 300 plus little gardening hacks. I am not really a green thumb. I have some houseplants that I care a lot about. And this year I grew my first tomato plants, which I was very happy and successful with. But I'm kind of a total newbie when it comes to gardening outside. I'm excited to maybe learn some things from this one. I'm telling you, these little like tiny nonfiction reads. Is it really green? Everyday eco dilemmas answered. It's a little book about living green and eco-friendly and minimalism and zero waste, I'm sure, is in here, and electric cars and washing dishes by hand and stuff about plastic. Hoping to learn some things and have some good takeaways. And then finally, no waste composting, small space waste recycling indoors and out. I really, really want to set up a compost bin. I have sort of a compost bin. I have chickens that we give a lot of our food waste to. That's okay for them to eat, like food scraps and stuff. But I want to set up like a proper composting system in my life. So I'm hoping to have some tips and tricks from this book. So the next moment that I have some time to read today, which I don't know when that will be, I hope to read some of these little nonfiction books. We'll see when that happens though, because I have a lot of stuff to get done. It's evening now. Brandon and I just did our monthly budget. We go through what we spend every month. We're always shocked by how much we spend on groceries and food out. Those are the biggest ones that are like, what's going on? And then also a reminder that Xfinity Comcast is evil and will just charge you more once your 2-year deal is up. So always check your Xfinity bill and call them and complain and they'll bring it down. And now we're gonna do an evening ab workout. I really don't want to, but my husband's a PT and he makes me exercise. Ow, Lexi. Just attack me.
Saw your hair.
Punk. So I ended up getting a little bit of reading done this evening. I started reading Money Hacks. Really sure why I'm like gravitating towards this book, but it's just quick and easy and fun. I read the first chapter, the first like 50 or so pages, and I did tab, this is a library book, so I'll take the tabs out, but I did tab 2 hacks that made me think. Most of these are pretty like straightforward, easy, kind of like little stuff that you do. And I mean, something as simple as like start budgeting, start writing down your expenses. Some stuff is like, oh, we already do that. Like that's not something that is useful, but some stuff is like good things to think about. I'm just gonna mention the 2 that I tabbed. The first one is recalculate prices as hours of work. When you go to purchase something, maybe particularly like a bigger item, and you work hourly, or even for salary, you break down what that is hourly. Like, so if you work 18 bucks an hour and something costs, you know, 30 bucks, think about like, is this worth like an hour and a half of my time of work? Or just think about it in that hourly wage. And I already find myself doing that sometimes, like here and there when we make bigger purchases. I feel like I think about, or even smaller purchases, like, oh, is that worth like an hour of work? It's an interesting one that I liked. And then the other one is pay yourself to splurge. Basically, anytime that you spend a little bit on something, let's say you spend $3 or $5 on a coffee, you also find $3 to $5 in your, bank account, and you put it towards your savings account. So anytime that you spend a little, you also take that exact amount and put it in your savings. So you're kind of both spending and saving at the same time. That's kind of an interesting one that I feel like I've never really had anyone talk about before or mention it. And I feel like that would be kind of a fun little challenge to try, even if it's like for a week or a month or something, just to see how much we spend. Kind of like not regular expenses, not like, rent stuff, but like extra expenses that you spend on a, weekly basis that aren't necessary. I feel like that could be a fun little challenge to try. I'm just trying to learn some more things about being a better saver, spender, money person. Happy Sunday. Today I had a nice early morning. I did all of the farmy things. My mom is still out of town and she does a lot of the farmy things, but I have been doing that for the last month or so, feeding all the animals, the chickens and the cat, and opening the greenhouse garden and taking Lexi outside, all of the things. But it's very peaceful this morning and the sun was shining, but it was still like chilly and felt like fall. My husband and I are watching church and we couldn't make it in person today, but we are watching online and I have my cup of tea. It's gonna be a great day.
You want my Chick-fil-A?
Wrong song. Wrong place.
It just came into my head.
All you Californians are probably like, who cares about In-N-Out? This is the only In-N-Out that's close to Portland. It's an hour away in Kaiser. And we are gonna have a day out. We're gonna go play some disc golf. We're gonna go to a bookshop. We're having In-N-Out for lunch. There's probably like a 2-hour drive-through line, but we went inside. And In-N-Out's not even that special, but it is kind of special because we don't have it in Portland, so.
Well, and we'll tell you if it's special. We had, when we went to California, we had Shake Shack, and it just was like underwhelming.
62 and 64, your orders are ready, please.
That's not us.
64.
So maybe this will be amazing, and maybe we'll be like, yeah, no big deal. We probably won't make the drive again. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a place in Portland called Joe's Burgers that's a lot tastier and very similar. They have that special sauce on it. It's a nice sunny day, probably one of the last few that we're gonna get, so we're making the most of it. So the verdict was, it was fine. It was tasty. You actually like the fries. I don't like the fries at all. I like my fries crunchy. In-N-Out fries are like soft and squishy. Is it worth the hour drive and 30-minute wait for the food? Probably not.
But we were coming out here anyway.
That's true, we were coming out this direction anyways. During our 1-hour drive, we listened to Everybody Always by Bob Goff. We read Love Does earlier this year in January, and it was fine. I mean, we liked it, we gave 3 stars. Just like your pep talk. I mean, he's a great guy, he's a cool guy, living an amazing life, but it's not like a deep book. It's more of like a big ideas kind of book. Also, that's not ketchup, that's a cold sore. That's healing, so don't mind that. Looks like I just have some ketchup in my corner of my lips. We are gonna continue listening to the audiobook as we drive, but we're gonna go play some disc golf. And then we're gonna go to a little bookstore / coffee shop in Newburgh, which is Brendan's home college town. Not hometown, he grew up in Hillsborough. College town, where he went to college, and it's a cute little bookshop. But first we're gonna stop by a little free library in Kaiser, and probably another one in Newburgh. Do I need more books? No, but we're here, and this is part of our little adventure. Let's see what's in here. The things they carried. This is actually a book that I want. Memoirs of a Geisha, another book that I want. Am I ever gonna read this? Probably not. I'll leave that. That's funny. I literally just bought this for 50 cents the other day. So I'm gonna put these 3 in and then take these 3. Speak, Memoirs of a Geisha, and Things We Carried. It's a nice little free library. A little warm up. Get it going.
Keep going.
I threw my first one, but I already hit a tree. We're aiming for that little basket right in the middle. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. That's funny. I'm glad I got that on camera.
No.
He's like a really good thrower, so that was funny. Redeem yourself. There you go.
Nice one.
Hey. As close as it gets.
Touch the pole.
Nice. I got a book. It's called Honey by David Ezra Stein. It's a little kid's board book. But I thought it would be cute for our collection and our future child someday. And then I got a scoop of chai tea ice cream. Tastes like fall. It's very good. Big for little library. Ooh, I'm reading the series. Do I want them? Kind of. Without even trying, I guess today is a very bookish day. Little free libraries are coming in clutch out here in Newburgh.
The burbs. Berg
So
and
the
the burbs.
first book from that big little free library I got was A Noise Downstairs by Linwood Barclay. This is a mystery thriller suspense novel, but I actually heard about it a while ago from one of my friends who was listening to the audiobook and she really liked it. It's more of a clean novel, so it doesn't really have a lot of the more gory and dark stuff that some thrillers, the more modern thrillers, have these days. So this one is about a guy who his roommate like happens to be a serial killer, or, like kill someone, and he walks downstairs and like happens upon it, and then I think events unfold from there. So heard that that was good. I picked up this really nice copy of And Then the Mountains Echoed by Khaled Hosseini. I have 2 of his other books. I need to read them. I heard this one is not his best out of Kite Runner and A Thousand Splendid Suns, but it's a great copy, so I thought I would love to have that. And then as you saw, I picked up Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. I just reread this summer and I enjoyed it. This is kind of a nostalgic classic little children's read from elementary school, and I really like the story. And then just now, I got 2 of the next books in the Outlander series. An Echo in the Bone and A Breath of Snow and Ashes. I think these are books 6 and 7, so I don't have 5 or 8, but I am reading the series and I'm planning to read them in the next couple months. And then finally, one of my friends who has a toddler, she always said, like, if you go to little free libraries and happen to find any really cute picture books, grab some for me or whatever. And I found this one called Tops and Bottoms, and she used to be a farmer, so she's really into farming and vegetable growing, all this stuff. And this book is very cute, and it's all about like growing vegetables, and it's full of like beets and carrots and corn and stuff. It's just a very sweet little book with very cute illustrations. It's a great book day for me, and a great disc golf day for this guy.
Played lots of disc golf. Made lots of good shots.
And now we are headed home. So today was a nice, fun day. We made dinner. We like breakfast for dinner sometimes, so we have like eggs, bacon, sausage, hash brown kind of thing. Highly recommend breakfast for dinner. It's a lot of fun and it's easy. Thankful my husband loves it. And then I have a pile of laundry that I need to fold and hang up, put away. And then I have a video to edit, my September wrap up. That needs to go up hopefully tomorrow. So my plan is to, it's like 8 p.m. My plan is to edit the video. It'll upload overnight. It'll go up in the morning. I don't know if I'll get much reading done, but I will be listening to more of Book of Lost Friends while I fold laundry and put that away. I think I'm getting to around the halfway mark, maybe like 40% of the way through of that book. I'm enjoying it so far. Hi friends, happy Monday. I am home from work. It is around noon it is a cold day today. It's currently 67 degrees in my house. That's cold for me. Anything below 75 is cold, but I have my like warm heated blanket, a really hot cup of tea. I am feeling a little bit tired today and I just want to catch up on some YouTube videos. So I have my watch later playlist with way too many videos on it, but I watch at like 1.5 speed, so I'll get through them. Mostly book videos. I'm so excited to watch everyone's September wrap-ups. I love wrap-ups. It's one of my favorite things to watch. I've recently watched someone say that they also love wrap-ups, and the reason was, and I totally agree, is because you both get the best book recommendations because you hear people talk about books they loved reading that month, and at the same time you get warnings for books to avoid from hopefully people that you trust and like to watch. I'm excited to watch some booktube videos, drink a cup of tea, just kind of relax for a second. I stayed up way too late editing my September wrap up, but it is up. After I'm done watching, I really want to do some reading. I still have these like nonfiction books that I mentioned earlier that I want to get through, more of that like money hacks and eco book and composting, and I don't know, kind of in the mood to read those for some reason. I'm just gonna do that and kind of just relax for a little bit. Hey there, it's Editing Gloria here, and it's been a week since that last clip. So it is currently October 11th, and that was last Monday that I did that last clip, and it is now Monday again, and I'm editing and need to get this vlog up. It's been a hectic week, so I never got to editing, and I never got to close out or wrap up what this vlog was. So really quick, bookish wise, I did end up finishing Book of Lost Friends by Lisa Wingate that week. I enjoyed it. I gave this book like a 4 stars, 3.5, 4 stars. It was an enjoyable reading experience, and I learned some things, but it didn't like grip me, and I wasn't completely compelled. And I can't really even pinpoint why that was, because I think it was well written and the characters were good. It was well developed. I didn't love it, but it was interesting. It has dual timelines. It's set in Louisiana in the past, in the 1870s, post-Civil War, following a freed slave and her adventure journey to try to find her family again and all of the different people that she encounters and interacts with. And then it follows a teacher in the 1980s in Louisiana who is a teacher in a very poor community. So she's trying to teach these kids and get them excited, and ends up embarking on this historical project where the kids dive into their ancestry. And really the two stories are not connected at all, except that one of the kids researches that freed slave that you're reading about from before, but they don't really impact each other. So it kind of felt like two separate books. Maybe that's why it wasn't a 5-star read. There wasn't like a big wrap up of like, wow, those connected and that was so cool. It just sort of was two separate stories, and those stories were great, but you know, they didn't connect as much as I would have liked them to. Still a good, solid historical fiction read. And money hacks, I got about halfway. I'm enjoying this. I think this is also like a 3 or 4 star read. It's doing what it says it is. It's giving quick tidbit practical information about saving, spending, investing, being debt free. Some stuff is here is like, no duh, know that, not a big kind of takeaway around moment, and some information is like, oh, that's interesting. I should look into that. I'm enjoying this. I think it's a good resource. And then I actually ended up DNFing, not finishing Everybody Always by Bob Goff. Now my husband and I started listening to the audiobook on that drive, and then we kept listening to it like days following, and just really could not get into it. Like it got progressively worse, because the beginning's kind of like, okay, yeah, we're reading this great book about this guy who loves people, cool. And then it just is like weird life stories that have zero connection, but he tries to make a connection to like a point. I was like, I don't really need to read this. It's not a bad book. It's not a bad premise or anything like that. It just was boring and not really relevant to me and profound. And I feel like I didn't want to just listen to this book just to listen to it. So those are the reading updates. Thanks so much for watching this vlog. I know it's a bit random, but I did get to do some bookish things. I know there's quite a bit of newer people on here, so thanks so much for subscribing and watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you guys with a new book video soon. Bye!